morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. And I'm going to repeat what I said yesterday. Welcome to a bright, sunshiny Winnipeg. Yes, nice to see this nicer weather coming. We are supposed to have more thawing today. I got a feeling that all the snow it's on my car is going to slide off by the end of this afternoon. All being well. Okay, now I did come back to the model table, but we're not going to have a rollback because I did not bring the camera to the model table. I just sort of stayed hunkered over all the little parts, and our little tin here that was full of pieces, it's all empty now. And I got all the decals on in the right places. Some of them went on pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy. You know, from arm's length, they actually look really good. I'll recompose after, and I'll just sort of show you what they look like. I've mounted them onto the partitions. These are for the radio rooms, or the radio room, and now I know when I show you this one, someone's going to get all ready to make the comment, and they're going to say, but you've got this piece the wrong way around. Well, the reason I've got it the way it is because if I have it the other way, you're not going to get to see the decals. And who's going to know? Speaking of clocks. Okay. Got a comment from a viewer. I think it was somebody who's just recently started to watch. And so they like the clock, hearing the clock in the background. Well, if you will remember, about 5 years ago right now, when we were doing the Bismarck, here in the living room, I have 4 clocks. All of them are what are known as triple chime movements. In other words, they'll play the Whittington, the Westminster, and the St. Michael's chime, depending on how you have it set. And what I tried to do was I had 2 of them were the same, obviously, because there's 4 of them. And I tried to have them at playing different tunes. And at first I was big on having all the clocks precisely on time, you know. That was sort of a thing with me. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you can see my watch and you can see the clock, you'll often notice that they're to the second. They're both the same. Well, it's just sort of a thing with me. And anyway, so I had these clocks all going off at the same time, and it was just the merry melody wasn't very merry, let me tell you. So then I thought, well, okay, let's just have them so that they start one after the other. And well, then it got to the place where there was just too much racket going on here, and it was driving me crazy. And I was getting to the place where I was getting paranoid almost, because I was thinking those clocks, they have you might say they're a living thing. They have a mind of their own, and one of them was always watching me. And as soon as I would reach to press record, I didn't have this remote at that time, so I'd be reaching up to press record, and one would say, hey, he's going to press record, start gonging, and they would all just start doing their thing. It was driving me crazy, so I eventually shut them all off. And I haven't had them chiming for going on 5 years. But we'll see how it goes here. And it's garbage day today, Monday. Always something to distract me. If it's not clocks, it's the garbage truck. Okay. All right, we'll give it a try with 1 clock. And if it doesn't drive me crazy, we'll leave it going. Now, the only thing left to do on step 21 here is putting the LEDs in this thing. And I think what I'm going to do, maybe what I'll do is we'll recompose and talk about it. But this also is the overhead bulkhead, or whatever they call it, for this module, and it encompasses the radio room which I think might be a little dark. So I'm thinking maybe putting in a couple of extra LEDs. At least that's the plan right now. But I think the best thing to do is, first of all, we'll recompose. I'll show you what I did, finished up last night, and it is what it is. Okay, first of all, the one that is on the desk, and perhaps it should have been turned the other way. In fact, there's no perhaps about it. It should have been if it was supposed to be correct. Yeah, but having it this way, the detail is going to be out where you can see it. All right. Okay, now my thinking is that if I can put in an extra couple of LEDs in the radio room compartments, some of these details, like for instance, the dials, they're going to be in the dark otherwise, and nobody's going to see all that extra detail that Trumpeter has gone to try and, make it look believable. Anyway, there's one more that's got stuff on both sides. Okay, I have put our little radio room partitions back into the little tuna fish tin, and I put it in a safe place. There's just too much stuff there that I can accidentally break off. Like the little wheel that went on the side of the one part, and then there was the headphones hanging down off the radio. Well, stuff like that, that'll easily be broken off. Okay, I have paged ahead here to step 25, and at the end of step 25 is when we put our module all together that we're building right now. In between where we are now and right here, we have a lot of work to do, a lot of little parts to contend with. However, what I want to see here is these are the two radio room compartments. The partitions, one goes right here and the other goes right here. And what I'm wondering is, if we put the lights in, I think I've got this the right way around. I haven't tried to assemble this yet, but just for the fun of it, I'm going to see if I can just sort of put this together, and we'll see. Okay, I do believe it's going to go like this. No, obviously it isn't. It must be like this. Because you can see here we got to line the... Just let me move stuff out of the way here. Get it a little closer to me and a little bit better for you maybe. Now we're just gonna use a friction fit here. I think if I'm careful, this should just sort of stay there, letting gravity be our friend, right? Okay, then let's turn this very carefully here, try not to knock anything over, and let's try not to accidentally break anything off. This should fit in here. This is kind of fun. You get to sort of see how it's going to go. No, there we go. It locked into place. Now up here where my finger is supposed to go this part here. Alright, I don't know if I want to mess around anymore here. I don't want to accidentally be breaking stuff off. So we now can tell, you know, where the lights are going to be here. And well, we can sort of tell where there's gonna be, and there's going to be. Maybe I'll just take this off. All right, we've got a light here that would sort of illuminate both of the radio rooms. Can you still hear me? Okay. Yeah, one of the bulbs goes right here, one goes right here, and one goes right here. But I would I'm just sort of wondering, would it be possible maybe to put an extra one right here for this radio room? Like, maybe I'm not doing this right. Okay. We've got these two radio rooms here, and they're going to be kind of dark because there is going to be a partition right here. And this bulb, where does it come? Let's take this off here. It's sort of this bulb here, it sort of illuminates both rooms, but not really. I was thinking if I had an extra light here and an extra one here, then they would be more over this area. Now, it could be that it's not a good idea. If I was to have the bulbs, yeah, put the bulbs in right here and here, but maybe paint the side that's facing you of the bulb so that you don't get the glare of the LED itself, but you do get the illumination going into these two rooms. I think I'm gonna go with that. Even if I was to make something with a little piece of sprue or something that was hanging down here. I know that on the real submarine it didn't have that. But, I mean, let's face it, the real submarine didn't have a see-through side either. Okay, I got the sprue connections all cleaned off our overhead bulkhead here. And let's make sure I get it right here. Yeah, it goes like that. Okay, so that means that it's going to go like this. Okay, so it'll be like that. So if we keep it at the same orientation here, where are we going to want to put a light? Okay, so this is going to go like this. So if I don't know if I can, don't want to block your vision here, and yet I want to try and get the light, the hole for the light in exactly the right place here. Okay, so we want to illuminate this room and this room. So we want to have we're going to have a bulb right here. You know what? Maybe I can move in a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have a bulb here, and we're going to have a bulb here. So now we want to have an extra couple of bulbs here in the exact center, more or less, of this room here. And so I would think that if we were to put one right about here, and the other one could be right here. Now this might be a mistake, I don't know. And like I say, I can paint the side of the bulb with an opaque black or something like that. And yeah, so that it won't be shining right in your eyes, and yet the light will go back into this area, which will be this way, of course. I don't need to explain everything. You guys are smart. Okay. At least this is the plan. Okay, a couple of things here. First of all, these rooms could not have been very big, because if we put a little figure in here that is, Gabe was saying that this is 1/64 scale. I didn't measure it to see how accurate it is, but it looks about right. And you know, if you were in here sitting on your little stool and your radio equipment was all around you, you wouldn't have very much room. Okay, the second thing is I have moved my little dots. I've moved them approximately 2-3 millimeters to the right here. I was realizing after, when I got everything turned around so that I could see it square on, that the lights were not going to be illuminating right down the center line of the room. So that's okay. Now there's actually a third thing. The washroom is going to be over here. It's going to have a partition here and a partition here, and the doorway of the washroom is going to be open, yes, but it's going to be a little bit dark in there. I was thinking, would it be a good idea maybe to have a bulb, a light bulb right here? Well, I guess maybe. Now there is going to be stuff hanging from the ceiling, you might say. So I gotta see what's going to be going on over here. I think we could probably have a light bulb right there. If it didn't work out, I could always remove it. But I don't know. Where would the center of this be now? Okay, the room is right here, so it goes straight line. Just yeah, it'd be back here. I was going to say I should have it up here, but no, it's got to be right here. So maybe we could just put a bulb right there. Or no, not there. It should be more over here, so that it will be illuminating back into the room. Okay, let's just sort of eyeballing it here. Is there going to be some? I don't think there's going to be anything right there. Well, like I say, I'm just eyeballing it here now. Right there. These see these parallel lines, they're supposed to represent something, but I don't think anything is supposed to be attached to them. Okay, enough messing around here. Now I was noticing in the manual here that there are pipes that run through the washroom, through the toilet, and I just wanted to make sure that the little light bulb is not going to interfere with those. Now, this is the inside wall. This piece here mounts on it. And it's going to go something like this. Right here. Okay, so now where... Okay, those pipes that I was talking about, they run through this slot that I'm trying to touch right now. So would I be maybe advisable? It would be advisable maybe to have the light. I believe it goes like this. If that light bulb, I'll put this back here, would be more to the right, and then it would be sort of shining. No, I think I'll just leave it where it is. Yeah, it's not going to interfere with. Well, I don't know. because the light bulb will be coming at a bit of an angle. It'll be parallel to the top of the roof there. That's yeah. I think I better move that. I better move it about a centimeter to the right, and have it come like right here in this area instead of back here. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We already have, you might say, pilot holes for where these lights are supposed to go in normally. I'll just sort of enlarge them just a little bit here, because we're going to be making holes that are going to be much bigger. I have moved this one here from right there to right here. I think this is going to be better. Now, I don't want this drill bit to do any walking around, if you know what I mean. And these are going to be the ones for the control rooms, or whatever you call them, radio rooms. I'll try and get them a little bit symmetrical here. Now this one here, I've got it marked a little bit too much this way, so I'm just going to go to be to your left. I think that's more in line with this one here. This thing is not pointy enough. It's kind of got dulled. Okay, I think right about there is good. All right, I think our drill bit should stay in that. Let's get ourselves something to go underneath here now. And maybe this will do the trick. Put it on here. I'll just recompose and we'll drill half a dozen holes. Okay. Now, have I miscalculated here? And I think the first hole that I drilled, didn't have it in the field of view here. Should have made my pilot holes a little bit more, a little bit bigger. Okay, I think I got those. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Probably about 2 minutes ago, I was all lined up here like you see right now, and I was just about ready to press record, and my clock starts to gong 12 noon. Well, we already heard that yesterday, and 12 noon is or 12 midnight, is the longest period of making a racket. Okay, now, the viewer who sent these nippers was concerned that possibly they might not stand up well with steel. And now these I believe are steel, if I don't lose it, that is. But I think it's fairly soft steel, and what I'm going by is the fact that I can bend them quite easily. They don't spring back, and it's not like you're trying to bend a sewing needle or something like that. That is definitely really hard steel. So I think they're probably going to do just fine. But I'm going to slip the macro lens on for the first cut with them, with steel. And then I'm going to look at them under the microscope and see if we've got a little divot going on where there shouldn't be one. Now, as best I remember, what we did with these was we bent them over at an angle, and then we soldered the wire to these things when they were bent over at an angle. Now, I don't want to have to go back and watch one of my old videos to see how I did it, but I think that's what we did. And we were remember we're going to use the medium weight of wire, not that real light stuff. We're going to use the next one up that's heavier. Well, actually, it's about 2 sizes heavier, I believe, or maybe 3. Anyway, it's going to work a lot better, I think. Okay, let's put the macro lens back on here, and just cut these off. I think maybe I'll bend them over first, and yes, I know that once I bend them over, I'm going to lose the fact that this one here on the bottom is longer than this one, and this is the positive one. But it's not a big deal. If it doesn't work with the wires one way, you just switch them around and they'll work the other way. It's not like there's a whole lot of combinations, like you know what I mean. Yeah, okay. Let's recompose here. Now, I was just thinking afterwards, maybe what we should do is check and make sure that these are going to be the right size. I'm pretty sure they were. You have sort of a pressure fit through that hole. I was pretty sure we had the right bit in that drill. Maybe I didn't. Oh no, there it goes. Yeah, this should make it should just press right through. But it's not. It's not. I don't remember it being this hard. Let me get something here that I can push down in the middle here. Oh yeah, there it goes. Yeah, that's just exactly right. Exactly right. Okay, now can I get it out of there? These LEDs are really tough. This acrylic glass is, excuse me, is probably formulated to be almost like glass. There we go. Okay, when I was trying to set myself up a jig here, I thought, if I was to drill a little hole in something, then I could stick the LED in it and it would hold it nice and secure. And I realized, well, I've already got something that's got a hole in it, so I stuck the LED here back in the same hole that we just poked it out of. Now, my plan is to cut these off probably just below these crimping marks. I think that's what it is. I remember the first time I saw that, I thought, are those little tiny built-in diodes or something? Anyway, and I think what I'm going to do is, instead of doing it in the middle or at the end, I'll do it about near the back here like this. And the idea is that if it does damage the blade on the cutter, then the front half is still going to be okay. But my personal opinion is it's not going to hurt anything. So I gotta hunker myself down just a little bit differently here. I can't quite see where I am. I think that's about right. Okay, here we go. I'm just putting a slow squeeze on it. Alright. Well, that sounded like pretty hard steel there. Okay, now I'm going to get my microscope out and I'm going to look at the blade. If there is anything, I don't think I'll be able to show you, but as long as we're here, are we noticing any kind of a divot in the blade? I don't think so. I'm not feeling anything when I rub the blade along. I'm not feeling anything. So I imagine that the steel of the blade is way sharper, or harder rather, than these thingies. Okay, I think we're just about ready to recompose here a little bit. How many of you caught a UK Jason's box opening yesterday, where he showed his new video camera? And it is really nice to see other creators becoming video conscious. Just bear with me here. Yeah, he's got a camera now that'll do 4K video. And Peter from Ozskill Modeling, he just got a new camera that'll do 4K. So that's kind of nice to see. Okay, this is the way I like to set it up, and that way, otherwise I got to put everything up this high, and that means I almost have to stand up to look through the objectives here, or the eyepieces rather. And this helps. Okay, so what we're going to look for here is little nicks, right? Now, if your name happens to be Nick and you're not a very big person, please do not be offended. All right. Okay, I'm going to zoom back to its widest view and take a look at it that way first. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. I got to try and clean that blade out. It's got a lot of dust on it that's... Okay, I'm not seeing anything on its widest view. Now, its widest view is taking in about this much. So I'm going to zoom in now and look at it really, really close here. Okay, that is zoomed in as close as I can get, and I'm following the blade all the way along there where we made our cut. And I'm not seeing any damage that would have been caused by, maybe if I hold it at a different angle here. Get the light sort of reflecting off it just right. Okay, I'm right on the tip of it. So let's go all the way to the back here where we... No, there's nothing. No nicks. No nicks. Yeah, so obviously this steel is harder than that steel. Okay, let's see if we can now solder some wires onto these little tiny terminals here. What time we got here? 10 to 1. Monday, Wednesday, Friday I got a coffee visitor, so I got to cut her off about an hour earlier than normal. Got to keep track of the time. I have not done any editing. Nothing. I have no idea how long the video is or what I've got. I got an idea what I got, but I think I better just close down here for a few minutes, and actually it's probably gonna take me an hour, and it's an hour of fun. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing it. We may not solder today. We'll see how it goes. Hi. Oh, thank you. It's a surprise for me.
Have a good day.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. I guess we're going to have a package opening. It's going to have to be tomorrow, though. We've run out of time here. I was just about ready to explain. Let me get back to the model table. Okay, several things have happened. First of all, I had that little red button pressed a whole lot more today than I thought I did, so we got a lot of footage. I finally got everything edited out. Second of all, I was just about ready to press record here again and tell you that we're going to have to do our soldering in the next episode. In the corner of my eye, I can see the postie coming towards my house, and she's holding a little package. So I get up, and I hoped I was going to get to the delivery box before she did, but she beat me to it. Anyway, as far as I can tell, this is all the way from Holland. Now, I could be wrong about that, but we'll check it out tomorrow. Yeah, we have run out of time. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.